inevitable.
Oh, yeah. This is another Chaos Central production. Chaos List, starring my main man Nzo, 1/3 of the three-headed monster we call the Chaos Central crew. This intro is by this show, the Chaos List. I hope you like it, bro. Here we go. The Chaos List is the name of the show, and the name of the host you know is Nzo. If you say something crazy, dumb, stupid, or wrong, it's a one-way trip to the fandom zone to be like Nzo. Hold up, I didn't mean it. Guess what, son? Your ass should have seen it coming. Gotta watch what you say, just like the Mandalorian. And this is the way. Monday night, 9 o'clock. Second Monday of the month. This is the spot. So get ready. Strap on in. The crew is ready, so let's begin. So let's go.
Yo, what is up, people? What is going on? Welcome. We are back to talk about episodes 4 and 5 of Bel Air. Got my homeboy Danny in the house. What up, Danny?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Doing good, man. Can't complain. Tell the people where they can find you, sir.
You can find me on my channel, The Road to Wisdom, and also The Way That I See It. Mainly, I do shorts on there, and of course, you can find me Wednesdays on The Hangout. Sunday, tomorrow night, you can find me on Storms Live. Of course, sometime on OLC, depending on how busy or unbusy or how hot that topic he usually brings is. But
we haven't really talked about nothing controversial. We were just like not really much topic, so we were just winging it and cracking jokes last week. It was a fun show. It was definitely a fun show. But we're gonna wait for Brian. Brian said he's like 15 minutes away. He's driving, traffic. Danny said it earlier today, CPT time, you know what I mean? Like when you know you got a stream to go to at a certain time, your ass should have left where you were at the time so you can get back to do the show. What are we doing here, all right? But we gotta wait for Brian to get in here before we really start breaking down the episode. But I want to ask you, Danny, did you see the new trailer today?
For this show?
Oh, for The Boys. All right. Well, we can watch this trailer real quick while Brian gets his black ass up in here. But I want Danny to see this because this looks fire. Yes, sir. April, though. I mean, like, we got to wait till April for it to come on. But I'm looking at this trailer and I got so much questions. That's the one question I had. It's like, wait, Homelander's normal again or is he not, right?
Yeah. And how they get old boy in the freezer?
Yeah.
Butcher.
Yeah, and
Soldier
then they have Soldier Boy, and then they have the guy, his partner from the show, right? Supernatural. They showed him in there.
See, the brain must have had something to do with that black girl.
Oh yeah. Sister Sage. And I can't wait to figure out like what the events of Gen Z have to do to affect this season. But man, I'm ready for this. I am ready for.
So I haven't seen Gen Z, so I don't know how that ties in at all.
Oh, you haven't seen season 1 or 2?
Mm-mm.
Oh, Danny, you got something to watch, bro. Gen Z is fire. Gen Z is fire. You got something to watch, man. I envy you because I would like to watch it again for the first time. But yeah, it's definitely legit. I can't wait.
I'm looking at that. I'm kind of shy away from these science fiction. I don't know why. I don't know. I ain't said I won't watch, but I find a lot more stuff I'm more interested in. I don't know why.
Really? Because you're actually finally growing up, Danny. You're turning into an adult. You know what I mean?
So.
You can't take the superhero stuff anymore. But it's funny, and we're gonna
a lot of things like because I'm telling you, man, there's I know you don't like Tony, it, man. That new Power Boy, God.
Oh, no. I
ain't never seen nothing like Tommy. Tommy don't care.
Nah, I could care less about Power. You know what I mean? What up, Tony? How you doing? But I feel you because to me, it's like very iffy when it comes to the sci-fi stuff now. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like it's like, do you want to watch this? I can wait to watch it.
Bel Air, man, I was choking at the bit for that.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Man, I couldn't see these two coming on Apollo TV. Man, I check them every day. I come into work, and last night I said, "Man, we check this thing." And
They finally,
I watched both of them before I went to bed last night.
yeah,
That was Thursday. Yeah, that was Thursday night. I watched them Thursday night. Was dragging at work Friday.
I don't like the way they're doing it with the 3-2-3. You know what I mean? But I guess they want to get it out there quick and finish it up. I don't know why.
I see they keep paying homage because they did the little dance that they do in.
What did you think about that?
It was okay. They fit it in. It didn't look forced.
Kind
of surprised. I'm like, okay, so they're paying homage. I really didn't like that coach, man. First, man, I was like, yeah, Will good. But man, that coach, man, he was all by himself, boy. He wasn't trying to hear nothing. At least he wasn't. Yeah. He didn't hide it. He was like,
he said, "We didn't bring you here for education." He said, if we lose, someone loses their job. You know what I mean? Yeah. So he basically
didn't lie to him.
No, but I see where they're doing. Because Carlton got into Princeton. He's not going to be happy. He's not going to end up in Princeton. He's going to tell the truth that it wasn't his story, right? Will's not going to be happy that this guy doesn't want him to get an education. So he's not going to stay where he's at. Phil is definitely not going to get in trouble by the law. I know they put that little teaser stuff at the end where it's like, oh, the police are coming to check out Jazz, but we're going to find out that Phil did something that made sure that it's not. Yeah, that's legit. I
don't think he would do Jazz like that.
Yeah, same here. And plus, remember, right? Phil did tell Vivian, "I have a plan. You have to trust me, right? You trust me." So he said, "I have a plan." So I think what Phil did was,
I think he used
activate his plan. But I don't think he did any laundering with the money or anything like that. We're gonna find out that he didn't do it. I know we have the Jeffrey stuff with his sister. His sister talking about she want to go legit and like, yeah, let's go legit. And I want you with me. Do you?
I think she's lying.
Interesting. I don't necessarily think she's lying. I think she may want to go legit, right? But, Jeffrey ended up going to her at the end and be like, oh, so tell me about this now. So it made it look like Jeffrey's leaving the banks. And we're going to talk about why he did that because I'm with you 100%. Vivian did him dirty. And I think they're just trying to get the drama going before the final episodes to make you think that everything is going to change. And then we're going to find out that, oh, well, it's not really going to change that much, So it's definitely interesting, this show.
I know on the last show, Jeffrey left and went back.
Yeah.
So if they're mirroring it, the original, then he may leave. I don't know.
You see, I was thinking the same thing too, right? That, if they're mirroring the show, then everybody's going to leave the nest and do what they're going to do. But I kind of feel like they're not there yet, right? Because Nikki isn't born yet. You know what I mean? Yeah. So even though they're not having another season, they still not quite there yet. So I think Jeffrey's going to come back to the banks. I think he's going to come back to the banks, which I hope he does because, we all know Jeffrey's not a killer, right? We know that. I'm going to stick to them guns. I am going to stick to them guns until we find out that Jeffrey is actually a mass murderer. But until then, Jeffrey has only killed one person, and then he's just told people to do certain things. You know what I'm saying? Gotcha. But hey, listen, you guys need to take I'm usually right. I'm just going to say it. I'm usually right. Because I was right about, and I know you don't watch it, but Pennywise stuff and the chick in there, I was right about her, right? I'm probably going to be right about Carlton and his girl getting back together. And I'm going to be right about Jeffrey not being a mass murderer. I'm just saying, You know what I mean? I'm just saying. It is what it is. Just call me Bigger Ford Nostradamus. That's all.
I got you. I got you, Nostradamus.
You know what I'm talking about, Tony. You know what I'm saying, right? But yeah, so let's just do it. What were your overall thoughts for the 2 episodes, Danny?
As always, I like the episodes. I always look forward to them. I love the way they edit. It's like nothing's wasted. There was no storylines that's not interested. They keep like the continuity going. I really like that about it. 'Cause some shows, they'll have a good storyline going. One I really noticed, like I give you an example what I'm talking about. If you watch the Phantom Menace, from the time that the doors open and they see Darth Maul for the first time, they have everybody's in the theater's attention. But then they cut off to when Anakin is in the plane with the
R2.
R2D2
Mm-hmm.
and Amidala and her team is trying to get up. Nobody cares about that. And but when they flip back to the fight, then everybody's re-engaged. Then times the fight start getting good, something happens, they switch to like, oh, I don't want to see this. I want to go back. In this particular show, I don't get none of that. Whenever they pan to another storyline or a storyline that's running parallel to the main storyline, is always something that keeps my interest. So I love the way they're doing that.
Even the Ashley storyline?
No, Ashley kind of irritates me. They didn't have Ashley here in this, none at all. We didn't see Ashley none at all, both these episodes, and you didn't miss her. If you didn't see Carlton, or if you didn't see Will, or you didn't see Aunt Viv or Phil or Jeffrey, you'd be like, man, I wonder why they didn't show that. But we didn't see Ashley at all. And no one, I didn't miss her. I can't, I don't know what Brian will feel like. I don't know what you feel like. But I didn't miss her. I wasn't wondering, okay, what's Ashley and her boyfriend doing? Or what is Ashley? I didn't wonder anything about it. I didn't really think about it until you said something just now. Had it been one.
I didn't even realize she wasn't in the episode until you said that.
She wasn't in neither one.
Yeah.
I'm not even really missing Hillary. So that tells you just how important.
Yeah, I'm missing Hillary.
You missing Hillary for the visual. They take her and actually out the story for 2 whole episodes. We saw her briefly when she was FaceTiming C. Carlton's. They didn't even have Ashley to FaceTime that. Why didn't they have Ashley for that? They FaceTime her from across the world, Hillary. They didn't say nothing to Ashley.
Was Ashley in that scene? She wasn't even in that scene, man.
It was just him, Phil, the mama and Phil, Vivian, and Will, and they had Ashley FaceTime. Not Ashley, but Hillary. Ashley wasn't in that scene.
Interesting. See, I didn't even realize that either.
Go back and watch her. So that tells you right, Ashley is really not important. I think they kind of forced her storyline into it. The way they did it, it doesn't make you like, oh, but they don't. The show doesn't need Ashley.
No, I think she's the one character that's getting the short end of the stick, right? Because she was a major part in the show. You know what I mean? Like she did a lot. In the original, she was a major part. So I think in this show, she's probably getting the short end of the stick, right? But I mean, I get it. Not really a great character as well, the way she was written and everything. So
her character, to me, like a check the box.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm right there with you. I don't think her not being in there is really missed. Sure, she'll be in the last 3 episodes. Yeah. Probably Hillary will come back for the last 3, or maybe just the last 2. But yeah, she's not really missed. Overall, I'm definitely enjoying the show. I don't think these 2 episodes were as good as the first 3, but they weren't horrible either. You know what I mean? I did have a couple of issues with some of the episodes, which we'll get into when we talk about our negatives and stuff like that. But I think it was definitely it's a good show. It's a good show.
Yeah.
He said this show deserves more than 4 seasons. I agree with you, but you also have to be careful too, not to drag on story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Outlive is usefulness, so to speak.
Yeah. I agree.
You want to go out on top. You don't go out people like, God, why do they do it? Because a prime example, a lot of people like that was karate show. Cobra Kai.
Mm-hmm.
Some people were saying that was longer. It should have ended this, and this. So you don't want. I don't think you want to go out with people fans saying, "God, they could have ended this, such and such and such."
like like last season, like, oh, should have been the last, and now we're watching this one. You know,
prime example, Game of Thrones. Everybody loved it, and then they said last season sucked. Like,
yeah, you don't want to go like that. Tony said, I feel 5 would have been a sweet spot. 5 would have been good. I'm right there with you. I don't mind if they would have went 5, but you got to have the story. You know what I mean? And I think something about this season, my son kind of said it earlier, is like where it's like they feel like they're just throwing things at the wall and stuff like that, and it kind of feels that way. It does. You know what I mean?
Maybe we could have seen one more season that maybe Nikki was at least the age he was in the original.
Yeah,
it would take one more season. I would end the season with her having a baby, and then maybe the 5th season they fast forward 4 or 5 years, and we see what Will's doing, Carlton, Hillary, Ashley.
No, I agree with you. Brian, what's up, brother? Tell the people where they can find you, sir.
Yo, 1/3 Spoiler King. So I'm going to be live tonight, Mondays and Thursdays, and then I'm going to rewind with this man over here. You know, doing this every Saturday morning, which is a lot of fun with Danny trying to trigger me as much as possible, but somehow I was able to woosah through it.
The last one I was trying to trigger, but the other ones I wasn't. That's what I said. Yeah, I might as well go for it.
Oh no, I can tell you this: if it wasn't like 2 hours in, he was taking off his glasses. He was ready to go, Danny.
I was so tired. That's what I was like. I can't do this anymore.
The man usually push the right button.
Considering the fact that he doesn't even want to watch Wonder Man, you know what I mean?
I'm going to watch this because I watch everything, but no, I'm not about that right now. No, I'm not. What up, Tony?
Because he looks like us. I ain't saying it's gonna be good, but that's one of the reasons that's motivating me.
Yeah, you got to support. That's the only reason I support. But I'm telling you why I won't support Tucson. I don't care.
Real talk. I would love for them to bring back the top, but if they right, and this is Danny, I ain't speaking nobody else with me. If they right Tucson right, and he come there, they got the right actor, and they doing the right stories, I'm gonna support it. I'm just sorry.
Just I just can't support. I know this is a totally different subject, but I just can't support us losing the entire royal family, him not being raised by his father, not being from his country, being displaced from his country again. It's like every trope you have about African Americans being put into this one child. I can't support it. That's my issue overall. Like, being T'Challa is not just T'Challa; it's just the fact that he was raised by his father. You know, having this great education, being one of the smartest people ever, being known as a great man, being patient with everyone, talking to all of his citizens. Like, he's not too big for his britches. And I think that when you lose all that, not even being connected to your country now, right? So like African Americans not being connected to the continent they're from Africa, you know, not being raised by, you know, his father. Once again, we have a single mother home, not having lineage, not having any of that stuff anymore, not having his grandfather, none of that stuff. Not understanding all those things away just really hurts me. That's all.
I get that. I much respect for that. Let's say hypothetically they do the Black Panther 3 or 4, whatever it is, and he's taking on T'Challa's name because he said that's his name, Prince T'Challa, blah blah blah. And let's say, for instance, that they've done perfected AI now, and we see an AI version of T'Challa Chadwick Boseman, and he's like going to Chadwick Boseman, kind of like the ancestral spirits. And would that suffice?
I still don't like that because first of all, how would he even know that? Because he's not from the country. He's not Wakandian, you know, and they already ruined it because Chadwick in the first movie says you need to bring him home, and in the second movie says keep my son away. Like, just, you know, that ruins it in itself already. And then if you're gonna bring, even if you do a variant, I won't allow it either, because then why are you just staying away from T'Challa? Like, it makes no sense to do it. So it's like they're doing it intentionally. And I don't like the idea. First of all, they didn't want to do Black Panther, right? Then it's this world huge success. Then they turn around and say, okay, well, it seems like they're trying to keep away T'Challa by putting all these tropes in there. I just don't like what they're doing and what message is sending to people.
Very interesting. Me personally, I'll support it Whether I like it or not, that's two different things. But you know what I mean? Because it's us, I'll be there. You know what I mean?
It
I
could
As
be
hear
long
you.
as
Black.
I just don't want the
It
dollars.
could
I
be
don't want my
Black
dollars
Panther
going into
50.
what's that, Danny?
It'd be Black Panther 50. I'm going.
You know, for me, like I said, I know people that love the character and the comic book ties and everything. I've always said I'm more about watching, you know, the person who's playing him do something great. You know what I mean? Do something great. Get something, you know, because there's a lot of great black actors out there that I don't think are getting enough of the shine. You know what I mean? They always say that Hollywood has that, you know, one big major black actor per, you know, term or whatever, you know, and I just think that there's so many out there that I think a lot of them should be getting shines, you know, like why are these guys are not in major movies, you know, give them a chance at least, you know, put them in something good. The dude from F-Run, Damien Idris, he's very good, you know.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's very good, you know, but there's other ones out there that like some of these guys that are in it. I think they could do very good. I want to see them in more stuff, you know. So that's what I support.
That's
So
what I said earlier.
Yeah, I hear you.
Like the guy Caleb, whatever his name on
yeah,
I think if they were to go the Tucson route, they become the young T'Challa because he's so popular on that particular show and has a fan base. It would translate and move over to that if they promote it right. So that's why I was saying if they do that, I think it could be very successful. But I understand the T'Challa loyalist, purist, whatever you want to call it, category you want to put. I understand where you're coming from, but
it's also I don't like when I feel like people that are not of my ilk try to decide what is good for me. I don't, and I feel like they don't want to promote positivity from black people. I don't want to just accept what you're doing, you know, because it's obvious they wouldn't do that for any other character or any other culture, right? But they're doing it to us. We feel like we'll accept it. Don't worry about them. They'll take whatever we'll give them. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm not going to take anything you give me. I'm going to demand respect. I'm going to demand that you give me what we deserve. And as long as I'm there with it, you know, I have no problem. Once again, I'm not someone who is a gatekeeper. You know, I just don't believe that I will accept someone who loves the character, loves what everything stands for, because the character is just what it stands for, right? It's just a thing, you know. But I think it's also what you're teaching our people, what's okay, and that's why I can't get with.
And you know, so again, I'll say this because I do agree with the negative tropes. You already know that I can't stand it. That's why I don't watch certain shows like Power. Danny was telling me how good it is, and I'm like, nah, because the tropes in there are just black man this, black man that, drug dealer, this and that. I get that, right? But I also understand the fact that we do have, and I'm going to say it, Bel Air, which is a really good family representation. You know what I mean? And I think we do
It's
get
dramatic representation. Is it really good? It's seen us in a monetarily good life, but culturally, I think it's a lot of times it gets lost. Well, not the show. The people in the show culturally get lost.
Yeah, but that's art imitating life.
I agree.
And when I say, because again, I hear you, but even though we're gonna find out, like I said, because we're gonna get into this episode too, where you know it's like, oh, you know, the cops are coming after Phil. We're gonna find out that Phil didn't launder the money. That's 100%. He had a plan, so he didn't launder that money. We're gonna find out that. So my thing is, even though it seems like they get lost, they always still do the right thing. You know what I mean? Carlton's going to tell the truth. He's going to tell that wasn't his story, 100%, because you could see the narrative that's going on with the show where it's like, oh, Will got what he wanted, Carlton got what he wanted, but it's not really what they want. So Will's not going to stay in that school. Carlton's probably not even going to go to Princeton. He's going to tell the truth, right?
Yep.
Now, that may either be like, oh, you know what? You told the truth. We welcome you with open arms, or it's like, listen, I can't come to the school because that's not my story, and then something else is going to happen for him, right? So at the end of the day, that's why I think it's positive representation, because they always end up doing the right thing. You may get lost along the path, But as long as you go back on the right path, you're good. You know what I mean?
I
This
agree
is
with that.
another reason why I say that I don't think that Jeffrey is the stone cold killer, right? I'm just saying it. And that's one of the reasons why for this show. It
I
just
don't,
doesn't fit the narrative that goes along with the show.
I don't know if he's a stone cold killer, but I think Jeffrey has killed more than once.
Yeah.
I just think he has.
I think it's only once.
Now he
No,
out
and you
here
want to say that he hasn't
smoking
done it at
people.
all.
No, I
If he
said
out-
no. They confirmed the one. They confirmed the
It's
one. He
always
choked the
gonna
life
know
out of
that.
the man. But yeah, that's the only one I think. And
He not-
he did it to get out of the situation he was in. He was in a bad situation. He defended himself.
he ain't out here smoking people like
Your mic went
Oh,
out,
your
Danny.
mic went out. I'm sorry, man. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this though. I think that you do have negativity and stuff. I do think that I don't need it. Sometimes I need shows that it's just positive Black experience all the time, and that we are just like anyone else. But I also respect the idea that we're a diaspora, right? You're going to have good, bad, everyone in between. Everyone's going to fall off sin and come short of the glory. All that stuff. So all that's true. But if I'm going to have negative, I'm going to have real life. Why can't I have positive?
I think
That's
you
what I'm
do,
saying.
though.
When?
I think
No,
we do
if
too.
in every show, if there's a show that's all positive, because we have a lot of shows that are all negative, a lot. I'm talking about all the Black TV stuff that's out there. There's a lot of that all Black people are ghetto. That's not true. The culture
No.
of the idea of a culture of Black people, they only know them as ghetto, and that's not true either.
But I don't think they're portraying anybody in this show as ghetto.
What you're saying, taking one show, I'm talking about that entire everything.
I'm trying to think
whole
of famous
Okay,
Black.
so there's this. There was Black Lightning, right? Just to name a few of recently. So there are shows out there. You just got to watch them. I think people are focusing on the negative stuff.
Well,
but there
I
are
watched
shows
Black
out
Lightning.
there.
I can tell you that there's some other things because they say like Black family can't stay together, right? So then the Black mother had to go ahead and stay away from the Black father. Like no, a Black positive experience would be Cosby Show.
How about Living Single?
Living Single is negative nor positive. I think they're just doing what they're doing. It's like Friends, I guess.
It was a Black version of Friends,
but once
everybody
again,
on there was successful.
Every Black woman had to have attitude, right? Every Black woman had to have had to fit into a certain narrative, because that's actually what Queen Latifah said, that she had to end up like. I didn't like the fact that we always had to have an attitude, and they pushed that narrative, especially in season 4, season 5. So you ain't even talk about Living Single.
What about Martin?
Yeah.
Martin?
I enjoyed Martin, so I haven't ever thought about Martin itself, because once again it was 40 years ago or 30 years ago. So the fact that we're really reaching the fact that I could go with how a lot of white shows that are always
No.
Black shows is one of those things.
I'm trying to prove a point that there were Black shows that show.
There are some, because the answer would be Blackish.
Okay, so
Blackish would be a good answer for that.
Looking at Moesha.
Not just that. Let's go recently. Let's look at Cross, right? Cross.
Yep.
Once again, but you're saying a detective, right? But negative, positive, that's hard, because it's a detective show. His wife being murdered is not anything that happens, but he also has men who have problems with their emotions, but that's realistic. That's a realistic show. I want give me a fake narrative that is totally positive. And once again, I'm going like the Cosby Show. The answer would be, if you said Blackish, the Blackish would be the answer. That would be a great answer. I can't
even white shows don't do that stuff anymore, though, right? Because we're in the times we live in now, right? So they don't really do that. There's always negative stuff, even in the white people shows. So
I disagree with you. I'll tell you the big name.
If you look at Mobland, that ain't nothing but craziness. If you look at Tulsa King, that ain't nothing but white people being crazy. So it's popular. I think it's on both sides of the fence.
I don't think so. I think that it's you have have full of all of them. You have popular, we have good, bad, and then in between for all white people. And I don't think we have the same for Black. I can say that. I don't think we have the Wonder Years, right? That will be. I'm trying to think of Black shows that will be other ones that will be in that way. I can't think of it, Winnie.
Okay, I'm looking at the 15 top Black show. In the House, stayed on 3 years.
Mhm.
Hanging with Mr. Cooper stayed on 5 years.
Mhm. And
Smart
how long ago
business.
were those?
Everybody hates Chris. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Positive. So
Keenan, Keenan and Kel, that stayed on almost 10
Everybody
years.
hates Chris is the one we talking about. Okay.
No, we
Yeah.
giving you examples. You saying
Yeah, but
that
you're using 40 years of TV shows to come up with 10. And my point is that it's not something that goes on. That's not what they do for us.
But
It's
but
not.
we're acting like we've had
we're so
hundreds
okay
of
with it. Here's my problem: is that we're acting like it's okay with it, because I'm going to make it seem like it's okay for them to portray us like they portray us in every other show.
No,
because
but you're
they gave
saying
me a few things here and there. I'm
Yeah,
telling
but
you
you
that I
hold
need.
on.
If you do
Right.
10 bad ones, I'm gonna 10 good ones.
But here's the thing: you're acting like, it's like, oh, we had hundreds of black shows that we can choose from, right? We only have a handful of them, right? So it's not like to say,
accept
no,
what you get.
no. What I'm saying is, out of the handful, you can still call at least 10, if not more, that have positive representation. That's what I'm saying.
I
right?
just totally disagree with everything you're saying about that, because I don't think
Okay.
it's all positive. I think they
The
put tropes out
Upshaws?
there. They put tropes within everything that they do.
Yeah, but they do that with the white shows too. Look at Married with Children, right? They had tropes in there all the time. So it's not like we're sitting here like they're not doing they're doing good stuff, they're doing bad stuff. They're doing more bad stuff than they are good stuff, but you can look and find the good stuff. You don't have to
When
watch
you
the
at
bad
the end of
stuff.
the day, it's what they're trying to tell you. All right, what they're trying to tell you in Seinfeld, what they're trying to tell you in Friends, what they're trying to tell you in Leave It to Beaver, what they're trying to tell you in Frasier. What is a normal white life, and how do they portray normal white people, and then how do they portray normal black life, and what's normal black people?
But
That's a totally different thing. And Dawson's Creek, you could do Gilmore Girls, the Andy Griffith Show, like Sex and the City. How do they portray normal white life, and how do they portray normal black life?
Right, but here's the thing though, right? Because you're saying normal white life, normal black life, but normal white lives and normal black lives are totally different. We live different lives, right? So when you're doing a black show, you got to relate to the people that you're doing the show with.
That's why I don't think I don't think my life is much different than my neighbor's life right there outside. I don't think they're better than me. I don't think they're overall have happier lives. I don't think they have happier lives. I don't think that they're all positive. I don't think that it should be portrayed in that way, that I'm that different because I'm the exception. But normally white people are this thing, but I'm the exception. I don't think that's how it should be portrayed. I think that we're so accepting of it all the time.
You were gonna say, Danny?
I just say that there is a difference, because I've been in an interracial marriage for 30 years, and it was different. It is still different. My
100.
vernacular is different than my wife's vernacular. My understanding, my flavor is different than hers. But we blend together, and the way that they portray, now some of these they portray, okay, I'll give you a prime example. Churches. I go to I've been to all white church before. They just do things differently. They don't play while the person is preaching. They don't they don't do that. They'll sing their thing, whatever. And very seldom you might see a black preacher start elevating his voice and doing whatever. But you go to a black church, you're gonna get something totally different. You're gonna get something probably more rhythmic, gonna get something more energetic. It's depending on the denomination, but I'm still getting the word. I'm just getting a different way.
I think you're speaking on cultural differences, because cultural differences are going to be different in how you portray what a normal black life is. And that I'm talking about the ratchetness, or the idea of upping the idea of hyping up what ghetto life, and that this is and positivity of that, and that every show they want to show you, and that's what it is to be this, and to deny that that's there, I can't. That is what they're trying to portray.
So
that's why they put in a lot of those things. Most shows that have black people have that portrayal, or we're going to have imprisonment, or we're going to have this. There's always a negativity with it.
Well, I didn't see any negativity with Black Lightning. I didn't see none of that. You know what I mean? And I'm talking about the
I
core
think that
family part.
And what you're trying to do right now is you're trying to find one needle in the haystack when I'm telling you the entire haystack. Like, look, 90% of this haystack is here, and that's a problematic thing. And I'm not going to make excuses for them to say, oh, but this is okay. This is what your real life is, and it's not. It's
But
not.
I don't think it's
80%
90%,
of these people are not it. Okay, that's fine.
I don't think it's 90% though. I don't think.
And I'll tell you that when we have all the TV shows, all the what's it called, reality TV shows, all the ones that are for prison, all the ones that are talking about ghetto life, that's portraying what Black life is, it dwarfs what you get from any other thing.
Absolutely not. The white people have way more reality shows that are messed up than the Black ones do, right? The white people.
The difference is portraying the ghetto life versus. All right, never mind. Just whatever, because I honestly, because I'll give you guys a list of books. I'll give you all this stuff, but it's okay. Fine.
I'm not doubting what you're saying. I'm just saying that
bringing up.
I can't believe my wife.
You're trying to support them, and it's like no, that's
I'm not. I'm just saying, like the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I watched that, and they are crazy. But I've seen the Real Housewives of Orange County, whatever. And they just as crazy and cut.
Facts, 100%.
The thing is that the vernacular is different, and sometimes the energy they use is different, but it's still ratchetness. And I asked my wife and daughter, like, how can y'all watch this? I don't want to watch the Black or the white because all of them are acting stupid as Get Out.
They got the cougar one.
I'll tell you this. How about this? People, all the white people that don't know Black people, and you're asking what they think of Black people, and all they have is TV shows, they have much but a positive experience. They must have a positive outlook or thought process of who we are. You're right. TV does a great job for us. You guys are 100% right. I'm done.
But that's not what we're saying, though.
And that's what I'm saying.
It's not as bad
they're portraying us in a bad and negative light overall.
It's just not as bad as you think it is. If you look for the good stuff, you will find it. That's what we're saying.
And America won't just look for the good stuff. People don't know what Black people are. So when you see the popular stuff, and this is what they're pushing, this is what they see as Black people. And what you do in every little thing you do. You do it in TV, you do it in movies, you show these little things, and that's what they think Black people are. I'm just telling you that that's what it is. Well, that's okay. I mean, I'm telling you that it's negative. You're saying, the positive stuff is out there, and I'm telling you that's not enough. And I'm not going to sit there and accept what people give me.
I think we might be agreeing on different aspects. I think we agree on some things, but disagreeing on certain points. What you're saying is not totally untrue. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying that for all the negative that you say you're seeing, and I agree there is a lot of negative out there. There are some positive things there. We were just trying to show you. I was trying to show you. And I think I was trying to show you that. Yeah, what you said is true, and we are looked at a certain way. We look at our women look at our women look at the angry Black woman, and I've also told my wife and stuff and be like, man, I can't go to my job and be classified as an angry Black man. So I get what you're saying, but maybe you're a little deeper down a rabbit hole than we are.
It's not even that, because I say it all the time, 100%. I've had an experience where I was in the metro and this Asian girl came up to me. She's like, hey, right? And I was like, what's up? Blah, blah, blah. And she was like, oh, you don't talk with the rah, 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 rah. And I was like, all Black people don't talk like that. I get that 100%. My point that I'm saying is, yes, there is more negative than not, but there is good stuff. So Bel Air is one of these ones where it's good stuff. You can't deny that. Bel Air, you've
been trying to be very specific on something. I'm telling you, in general, and because we talked about Black Panther, I don't want that. I want positive. You have, if you're gonna give me a 15 evil, I think I said this 20 minutes ago. If you give me 15 bad, then I want 15 good.
I got you.
I think I said that like 20 minutes ago. But we keep on going around like, oh, there is stuff. And I'm saying, look, you look on 40 years, you're going to be able to pick out some stuff. Yes.
I agree with you 100%.
But negative, the overall overwhelming thing that you're putting out there is negativity for Black. And actually, it's not just that. I'm saying that the younger generation even sees it and they start to portray it. And it's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. So
let me ask you this. So you're saying that there is more positive white.
That's my point I was going to say.
Out there
go ahead.
Is than white negative stuff. Is that what you're saying?
I think it's probably equal.
There's more
it's probably
white.
equal.
There's more white positive product out there than there is negative.
Their lives that your life is just this hunky dory good thing. Yeah, I think it's probably more equal than it is. It's probably more equal because most sitcoms are for white people are very positive. I think that you're gonna have a lot of shows that have that. You know, you don't have the same, and it's also an overwhelming number. The number is so much more overwhelming.
So let me ask you this:
of white shows, right? Yeah, I agree.
The 40 black shows that we go through that number because you used it. Of the 40 black shows,
40 years. I'm saying for 40 years.
Okay,
black shows.
let's say the number is 60
Mm-hmm.
shows in that 40 years. You're saying that there are more black negative portrayed shows than positive shows in those 60 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that it has to be definitive because before 1990,
before
1994, you weren't getting any.
If you had to put a percentage on it, what would you do?
I'm saying it's about 70% still. You know, the last 40 years, I'm gonna say 70% of it is negative.
And you know what? I will agree with that 100%. But I'll also agree that with white people show, it's probably around the same number.
And that's why I disagree.
You know what I mean? It's probably around the same number because there are a lot of and the fact that you have more white shows, like if you take the 60 years or the 40 years that you're talking about, and you say there's 60 black people shows in that time period, there's probably like 1,000 white shows compared. No. I'm saying I'm not.
In the 90s,
hold on. No, you're not listening to me. You're not listening to me. I'm not saying that are negative. I'm saying the ratio between shows, right? So you'll have 60 black shows, but we'll have 1,000 white shows, right? Sure. So obviously that with 1,000 white shows, you'll probably have, let's say, 200 that are positive and the rest are negative.
I'm telling you, percentage wise, I'm still saying that there's way more. And I'm telling you, the reason why Married with Children is a huge thing. White people have never been portrayed as white. It was Married with Children, and it was Roseanne for years, and there was no white portrayal
Archie Bunker.
Of negative. They were still seen as, hey, this was good. That was not seen as negative during the 60s.
Yes, it was. He was racist.
Yes, we see it, but that's just grandpa.
Nah,
that's what.
Nah,
bro. Okay, all right. I will send you the book, and they talked about Archie Bunker specifically.
Mm-hmm. But it's one book. That doesn't mean like majority of people
they go over all of this stuff.
Yes,
there's books. This is books that they teach in university. This is not something I'm coming up with. I am not sitting here pretending like I am the gatekeeper and professor of all this stuff. This is something that has been studied through years. People's dissertations are written on. This is literal stuff. You can't deny what it is. There was no negative portrayal of a white family for years. You say, oh, that's just whatever, but we're always together. This is how our family works. Oh, man, my mother-in-law is such a pain in the butt, but it's all of us together. And we all go over Thanksgiving dinner. We all have Christmas dinner. This is what we do.
Tony said, I noticed that some black people won't pay attention to black shows if it's not about streets and ratchet women. Exactly. That's another problem too, right? Because when you get the positive shows, they don't watch them.
But self-fulfilling prophecy. Once again, you think you made it to a point where you think it's cultural. It's only cool to act a certain way.
I don't know. I just think we like the drama because, so for example, and I say this, if you tried to do Cosby Show now, probably wouldn't work. People would think it's this is fake.
Why? Because it's fake. Because no one reacts like that. No one lives like that. No one has that, right? Even though I can tell you, my entire family's like that. My entire family, all of
them. I think the Cosby Show was a little bit of its time now, especially too with the times we're living in as well. You know what I mean? People are more into the power stuff. People are more into the ghetto
culturally,
stuff.
That is what you pushed. I just said this is what they push culturally to a point where you start self-fulfilling prophecy. This is what it comes. This is what you tell everyone. This negativity, this negative stuff, this negative thing. This is all they want. And then now this is what you want to be when you think of being black and being cool. You have to do this. I have to be ghetto in order to do this.
Your mic's clicking, Danny. Your mic's clicking. anyways, we went a little bit off topic.
I agree with Tony says right here. He said, majority of white shows get the Disney
Can you
treatment.
hear me now?
Black shows get BET or get uncut, and the sexualization of it and all that.
Yeah, but for someone that watches a lot, of TV, it's not the majority of white shows. It's just not anymore. Maybe back in the day, I would agree with you, but not anymore. It's just not the same anymore.
I just don't think how many white shows there are out there.
I watch, bro. As Danny mentioned, I'm in an interracial relationship too. So yes, I watch a lot of these white shows. I do. So, but anyways, we get back to Bel Air. What are your positives for this? Actually, Brian, you didn't give your overall. Give your overall.
All right. So, episode 4, I thought was really interesting. The dynamic we're getting from Will and trying to relive stuff. I think when you make mistakes, sometimes it's good to have. They have so much support. Honestly, and I think that was the biggest thing I noticed from episode 4, how much support they have and be able to make mistakes and be able to kind of come back from it. And you don't see that a lot, and I think I really appreciated that. Overall, I think I actually enjoyed 5 more than I enjoyed 4. But the idea of my brother's keeper just worked on so many different levels, right? So no matter if you're talking about Will and Carlton, or you're talking about Jeffrey, Uncle Phil, like I thought that was a very cool thing. And it's all the negativity I just said, right? That is a very positive thought outlook and thought for all of us. And I really enjoyed seeing that.
I got you.
Even with the tension, I didn't even care about the family tension. Like I think that's real.
So I'll say this before I get into the positives, because I said it earlier when Danny was saying, and Brian, you're going to have to agree with me on this, but I'm always right? We know this, all right? We're not going to say this, right? Did I not tell you that Carlton and his girl are going to end up together? Did I not tell you that?
We'll wait.
Huh? Oh, you're still not convinced. All right, cool.
No, I think you can make a mistake and do that, and I don't think that counts as me walking off with her.
I don't think she just don't look right for Carlton. Carlton to me leans someone a little more refined. She
what?
She too rough around the edges for me.
Nah, bro, she's fine as fuck.
And then you saw you saw the other girl that came back. Now that's one who looked good.
Nah, you know what? I don't. I think Lisa and Carlton's girl look better than her. There's something about her face.
I give you Lisa, but not Carlton girlfriend.
There's something about her face that just kind of like it looks kind of small or something. She's cute. I'm not saying she's not. You know what I mean? But I think it's. I give
you Lisa's girl. I give you Lisa, but not the other one.
Yeah, Lisa.
You know what it is? Alonzo likes crazy girls. That's what it is.
Exactly.
That's what it is. Alonzo likes.
I don't deny that. I don't deny that.
This is what it is. You think, she's going to get with him. No, he's
you
not.
Guys do.
With her, and you guys do
realize. You guys do realize the crazy ones have the best pum pum, right? Right. Yeah, I'm just saying. Can you put up?
Peace of mind is better
than craziness.
Than good pum pum.
Yeah, honestly, me be able to allow you and be able to be home and trust that you're going to take care of that is way more important. The older I get, the more I realize. Yes. Ask me in my 20s, it was great.
You're correct.
Ask me in my 30s, I was like, nah. Ask me in my 40s, I just want peace.
When you get in your 50s, you're going to want more than that.
So I get it, but as you can see, what they're doing in the show is she's not crazy as she is. They're doing the redemption with her.
A stressful situation for hitting that rock again.
She's obsessed. And what you always have, she's just taking one obsession and replace them with another.
I don't think she's obsessed. I think she's in love. She's not obsessed. She's in love. No, I don't think so.
There's a thin line between love and hate.
Why is she playing games, Danny? She ain't playing games.
I think she is.
Why?
She kind of playing a little mind game. Like, why is she? Okay, I'll forgive you, but you're gonna go do that stupid dance. Why I gotta do that for?
Why? That's a forgiveness thing. Like, oh, you messed me up, right? Because kind of trolling. Yeah, pretty much she's trolling him, right? It's not like she was doing it maliciously to hate on Carlton, right? Because she even says when Carlton tells her, oh, why didn't you say anything? And then we forgive. She's like, remember my sister? Remember, right? So she's even admitting the wrong that she did as well. So she's learning, like, who am I to get mad at you and say crap at you when I made one of the biggest lies too, right? So I think that they're doing something to actually make her a better character, to show that she is a good fit for Carlton. Now, will they end up together at the end of the show? Honestly, I am not 100% sure on that. But I don't think it's just going to be Carlton saying, I can't be with you anymore. You know what I mean?
I think it'll be that. And I think that she will say that even for her, I think being with Carlton is not a good thing because the obsession is not good. And they're both dealing, two addicts shouldn't be together. It depends on each other.
But two addicts can also, if they're trying to get better, can also lean on one another too. It's not like you could just say, oh, because of two addicts they can't be together. Two addicts can lean on each other too as well, right? Nobody understands what you're going through than someone who's actually went through what you went through, right? So they could be a rock for each other as well to keep them safe. So you can't just say because they're two addicts they shouldn't be together.
But if both of them, let's just say, for instance, they're together and they lose a child or whatever, a stressful situation that hits both of them at the same time. That's playing with fire, in my opinion.
It could be, but it also could be someone saying, no, we can't do this too as well.
It could be. You know what I mean? Saying, I think it's easier to go down that road and slip than someone that you never experienced that.
I kind of disagree, because if you have someone who's never experienced it, then you have a hard time explaining it to them and them understanding what you're going through, which is even harder, right? You talking to someone, they have no idea what you're telling them, what they tell you, because I know when I went through my depression, all I ever heard was, oh, man up, you're a man, be a man, you got a kid, stupid. You got this and that, right? And that made it harder for me, instead of someone that understood what I was going through. You know what I mean? So that
you're not saying anything that's wrong, but understand this, Nzo. If someone caused you to relapse and had that relapse, right? And that's the person you end up with, that's always going to be trauma. That's always going to be there. And that's something has happened. I think it's toxic for you, not because the person is toxic, but this relationship together doesn't end up in a happy place. And I think that's what we're going to see. I think you have 3 episodes, and we'll see it. Then we'll come back next week, and either we'll say Nzo was finally right for once, or
finally
we're usually
hold on.
Right, as usual, we're right. That's what you're saying.
Wait, hold on. Finally, because that's not what you
guys said. I was wrong. Bigger Ford is always right.
Not even
that looks like.
That
looks like video. You.
Come on.
You know what I mean?
I have from what he has. I got video of Nzo talking about Danny, saying Danny's always right. I got video for me. I got real video. I've already chopped it up. It's happening.
I didn't see none of those videos today this morning. So I'm like, we ain't seen no videos.
You said it today. Hey, you guys want to watch the rewind? You'll see it.
I can't wait to see that one, buddy.
I do not recall saying that. I must have smoked a big fat head before I got on the rewind today, because I do not recall saying that.
Ignorance of the law is not an excuse for breaking the law. You broke the law, and you will be.
And if I did, it's because Pennywise got into my head. All right. So all I'm saying is, if I said some bull crap like that, it wasn't me, guys. It definitely wasn't me. You know what I mean?
We'll see. But, you know how I like to doctor videos, guys? It won't be doctored.
So listen, and I've been known. We talked about the it. Brian was like, no, she's not doing this. She's doing that. She's doing everything to help. And I said, nope, she's doing okie doke. I was right. Right? I'm just saying. I was right about that. You know what I mean? I'm going to be right about this. There's no doubt in my mind. We'll see you in the next 3 episodes. We got 2 more days for the episodes to come on.
Everyone knows Nzo is wrong. Just like,
oh my God,
85% of the time, he is right.
Haters.
100% of the time.
You guys are haters. haters. But you know what? I can't lie. I am sitting here and I am praying that I am right, so that when we get back on this show next week, oh my God, you guys will not hear the end of me. That Danny will be like, you know what? I got to call Nzo. I got to go.
You know what? Nzo's going. He's going to have an excuse as soon as we come on. Because you know the first thing we would have said. What about Nzo? And I was like, nah, see what had happened was.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Gets over it. It was something about we had a bet about Aaron Rodgers or something. As time as the music stopped, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Da, 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 da. Danny was right. I was wrong. I'm not saying anymore.
And he's gonna say, but this is what should have happened.
And wait,
hold
on.
And
hold on. Now that you brought up that Aaron Rodgers, Danny, it's funny that the Steelers or Mike Tomlin is on the verge of having his first losing streak with Aaron Rodgers as the quarterback.
I can't help that.
Yeah, because Aaron Rodgers is trash.
I mean, I hate him, but he's not trash.
Garbage.
I hate him, but he's not trash.
Overrated. And I'm gonna say it again. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. But
yes, so many times he won and be overrated. That don't make sense.
100% overrated.
Anzo's overrated.
Danny, what are your positives with this episode? Or these two episodes? We'll go through the two of them.
The show is fantastic. A couple things like I think you and I talked before. We went live. Vivian, but I definitely like how Carlton and Will have bonded. They're Batman and Robin this season. I definitely like I'm liking Phil more too, man. I like him. At first, Phil was kind of questionable, but man, I'm liking his style, liking the way he moving, man. I like his moves. I was really shocked that Vivian gave a girl another chance. I was laughing. Oh, yeah. I guess she kind of like we the two old cats in here, so we got to stick together. That kind of mentality.
Mm-hmm.
I like little pearls that is dropping too. Pearls of wisdom. The way she dropped that wisdom off to Vivian. The way I really like when Vivian was with Phil. She said, "I can't do this without you." That was a very touching scene. And it shows how what I really like it showcased the black woman with the black man, and she's saying, "I can't do this without you." And that what a lot of people complain about and say that sometimes women don't appreciate their husbands or whatever that case. This show shows, I appreciate you, and I can't do this without you. We in this together. So it really showed that hammered home to me. Of course, I love Jeffrey, man. I know he's going through it now, man. Right. I'm conflicted because they got Jeffrey, man, for the first time I'm seeing he's not sure about himself. And I guess that's a negative, but I'm just really hoping for the best on this. Like I said, I'm liking I like the way Will is really maturing. And I really thought that coach was about something. Mm-hmm. We went to the campus and then we saw what was going on.
That's real.
Yeah, I like that's real. I like this. Like I said earlier, I love the pacing of this show. No scene is wasted. Some shows and the example I used before Brian got here was like if you watch it Phantom Menace. Mm-hmm. When we saw Darth Maul for the first time, everybody was locked in. Then they start cutting off to seeing doggone Anakin and with R2D2 and Padme. We don't want to see that. We want to see the fight not broken up. This show, it doesn't break it up. It doesn't give you useless storylines. The storylines either connect, bisect, run parallel, but there no scenes are wasted to me. And the story keeps continuing, and all the storylines are very interesting. I like that. I don't see that in a lot of shows, but in this show, they seem to nail that. So I definitely think it was. Yes, go ahead.
Do you think Viv is doing right by kind of putting Jeffrey to the fire?
Mm-mm. Oh, we're gonna get into that, Brian. We're gonna get into that because it is a question, but at the same time, I can kind of understand where she's coming from a little bit. You know what I mean?
I understand where she's coming from. I just don't like her. I don't like her tone and delivery.
Mm-hmm. To a man who's been there for her all these years, too.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And gave him that first break when Phil couldn't get that break by himself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Jeffrey
even I think that could push Jeffrey back to Dom.
You see, so I guess we'll talk about it a little bit now because we're not really breaking down the show. But I think that a lot of the things we're seeing now, again, is the okey doke, right? It's like
As
Will
far
got
as
what he
playing,
wanted. Yeah. Will's got what he wanted. Carlton got what he wanted. Jeffrey's probably looking to go back to her, but it's not really what they want. And they're going to realize that and end up where they're supposed to be. So I don't think Jeffrey's actually going to go back to her. But again, and Danny mentioned it earlier that they're kind of mirroring the show. At the
Mhm.
end of the show, everybody went on their separate ways, right? So they could be doing that too. So I think it's a little bit of a 50-50 as to where they're going to go with this, because at the end of the show, they like sold the house, they moved out and everything. It doesn't look like they're doing that here. So if they're not doing that, then I could see Jeffrey going back. But if it's going to be like where everybody splits up and goes their separate ways, Will goes off to college, Carlton goes off to a different college, stuff like that, then I could see Jeffrey going back to his sister. But
I mean, she
I'm
wants
not.
to go legit. That I mean, all she's saying all the right things,
I
but
don't believe her.
part of me still believes everything that Jeffrey's doing is still part of Phil's plan.
I think so too.
I don't believe it. I think I really thought she was gonna be like, well, this partnership is so good, I'm not going to stop here. I'm gonna keep going. That's what I thought she was gonna do. Because shit, they cleaned $5 million. They made it seem very, very fast how they cleaned it. And I thought like I know most time the gangsters be like, this is a good thing. I'm not stopping this. I got way more millions I could clean. This is working good now. Because if you're only gonna be for a short-term problem, then why would you even turn his sons in? Why do that?
Well,
So
everything
I don't trust that sister.
everything she did kind of makes sense, right? Especially when Jeffrey kind of, has the connection he has to the banks. She had to put some doubt in. She knew that, putting Jeffrey in a situation where it kind of like gets rid of feels like trust for Jeffrey and the family trust for Jeffrey because kind of putting him in danger with all the situation. So I understand what she was trying to do there, trying to get Jeffrey away from them. I get that. She's being manipulative and stuff like that. But I do kind of think she does want to go legit, right? Because at the same time, a lot of these gangsters, you see with these movies all the time, whenever they get, it's like, oh, I want to go legit. So I think she may want to go legit. And I think Jeffrey may help her in the background type of way, like still working with Phil and them, but hey, like, this is how you do it, giving her pointers of how to stay legit and stuff like that. But again, because it's the last season, it could actually go either or. So I'm still not 100 sure whether Jeffrey's going to leave or go. But all my signs are that he's not going to go.
What would be interesting is episode 6, they finish off these last two, and then do a time skip for 7 and 8.
That'll be interesting. Okay. I think that Phil contacted the FBI, and the FBI gave him the money. They put the money that they gave him, put him in the account. He gave him $5 million of the FBI's money that they're tracking, right? And that
Why would they come there and question Jazz?
Yeah,
I think it's all part of the whole big play. I think it's all part of this huge play. And I think what's her name? The girl that's sleeping with Jazz.
The aunt, whatever her name is.
Yeah, whatever her name.
That was funny. I really like. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah,
Will figured it out, and Carlton didn't.
Yeah.
I was laughing, man. I was.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Pamela doesn't know what's going on. But I think it's on the outside. He's with the federal government talking and trying to get them caught up. I think this all is part of Phil's plan, and I think he let Jeffrey in on it. So Jeffrey knows all about what's going on, and that this is all part of their plan. We're going to find out that this was always a big thing, that he trusted him so much they didn't tell anyone else. It's only them two that know about what's going on.
See, I think he told Viv, because remember, there's a scene where he's like, Viv, you need to trust me on this one, right? I do believe that it's all part of Phil's plan. I don't think he went to the FBI though.
Why would she go to Jeffrey then?
Because even though it's part of the plan, they still don't know what type of danger Jeffrey's sister is, right? Like even Phil doesn't know like the type of danger the sister is. So I think his plan was to make it look like he cleaned the money, but he really didn't. I don't think he went to the FBI though.
Okay.
I think the FBI is going to investigate and find out that Phil did nothing wrong. You know what I
Or
mean?
maybe not the FBI, but I think he went to Lisa's daddy, who's now the mayor, because they were running for mayor back in the day,
That's a good point.
and he backed out and let that guy win mayor. So I guarantee he went and said, "Look, man, this is what I'm trying to do. So if something does happen, then you're gonna be my backups and incorporate all this stuff that I'm doing."
I could see that, but he hasn't been in the show, so I don't think they're
It's a
using
plot
him.
device, bro. That's all
Yeah, I
I'm
know,
here
but
for.
I don't think they're using him. You know what I mean? Like Lisa hasn't even really talked about her father this season at all. They don't show him at all, so I don't think that. I think whatever he did, he probably gave them his own money, right, or something like that. I don't know, something like that, right? But something to at least show that he wasn't doing what the FBI thinks he's doing, right? Because when he told Viv to trust him, he probably knew that the FBI was going to investigate the dealings. You know what I mean? So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I think it's definitely. But what we all know, I think we all agree that we don't think he cleaned the money, right? Yeah. We all can agree with that. We don't think he cleaned the money. Go on, continue, Danny. If that's all.
Pretty much it. I think I would. Yeah.
So, what did you guys think about Jazz sleeping with Pam?
I thought it was funny.
And you know what's funny? You know what I found funny was when he was like, "Oh, we should go out for dinner." You know what I mean? And she was like, "No, we can't really do that." And then when she was leaving, he's like, "Oh, tell Mr. So and so I said hi." Like, Mr.
I didn't put together she was married. I didn't get that.
I think they talked about her being married in.
I think she had a ring on her finger. That's what I thought,
or something. Yeah, I think they talked about her husband before or something like that. You know, maybe I could be wrong.
Divorced,
but you know, in real life, Jeffrey's sister is Phil's wife.
Yeah, you were telling me that. Yeah,
that's cool. In the family. Let's get more money. Let's go.
Said she knew Jeffrey's relationship with the banks is now rocky, which would bring her back to him. That's what I think too. I think she was manipulating the situation. Said I feel like her saying she's going legit was to plant a seed in Jeffrey's head. She seemed legit though. You know what I mean? The only problem, like, that's the thing. Like, you know, sometimes you can look at these things and it's like, oh yeah, she's messing around. But when she started talking about not having her brother, you know what I mean? And we have these rings and blah, 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 blah. And she's not really like hating on him for killing the pops. You know what I mean? I do kind of think she is being legit. Like she wants her brother by her side. Now, whether she's actually trying to go legit or not, that's another question. But I kind of believed her. I kind of believed her in that statement. I could be wrong on that one, but I'm never wrong. So,
I mean, Brian, one of these things he's going to say is going to be right, guys. And he's going to come on and say, "See, I was right." He's going to talk about this one thing that had nothing to do with all the other stuff. One of us going to be right. And he's going to keep on going.
Man, I tell you, I'm going to
shoot your shot. I ain't worried about
it. You know, if I really cared, I would go back and do an Nzo's greatest hits and just go through all my videos and all the times I was right and just put a montage of me being right. You know what I mean? I guarantee you it's like 99.9%.
It'll be 32 seconds long. It's like, man, I've been on all this time. I got 32 seconds, really?
I'm thinking 99.99% of the time I'm right, you know?
Yeah,
but Brian,
right,
what are your positives, Brian?
You know, I think they're doing a good job with storytelling, and especially with a season where the show itself seemed like it was going to be, it could have done 2 or 3 more seasons. They're wrapping it up without rushing it. And I think that's a really good job of storytelling. And that's why I think things are not what they're seeing right now. I think these next 3 episodes are going to really change the narrative of what's happening. And we're going to find out this is all part of their plan all along. And the only people that we really don't know about is really Will and Carlton, even though we kind of feel like we know what's going to happen.
I got you.
But I mean, I'm still loving this family dynamic, and I just think positive,
No.
negative, the family dynamic is good to have.
Yeah, 100%. Not to mention the fact that, what they're doing with Lou, you know what I mean? Because in the show,
Gotta bring
Lou
him back.
bounced off, never brought him back. And at least in this one, they're, showing him in a different light. He really cares for Will, is trying to be. So I think again, there's a lot of positive to find out.
Would you hate if they changed that by the last 3 episodes and him leaving Will?
Well, I think he's gonna leave Will anyways, right? Because he said he's going to Philly. But do you think like if they change where he doesn't leave?
No, I'm saying that he leaves, but Will's expecting him to be there at his graduation, and he leaves because he had to do something else from some.
Oh yeah, no, I would hate that. Yeah, I would hate if they did that. I want them to stick to the guns with him. You know what I mean? Because and that's one thing I say. I feel like we're gonna have happy endings all around the board. You know what I mean? Maybe not people ending up with certain people like so Carlton with his girlfriend, but they're both gonna have happy endings.
Now that I actually can agree with you about that about Carlton and Amira. I just don't think they're gonna be together, but I do think they're gonna both have positive endings. I don't think they don't have anything negative, but they're gonna not be together because it's not gonna be good for them.
Well, again, that remains to be seen. Like again, I can see it going both ways.
You're saying positive. I think a lot of positivity.
Yeah, no. But in general, I think like everybody's gonna have a positive ending, right? Whether they're together or not. Will's gonna be happy with the decision he makes. Carlton's gonna be happy with the decision he makes. Jeffrey, if whichever decision he makes, it's gonna be the right decision, right? That's why I kind of think he's gonna go back to the Banks. I think that's the decision because they're still gonna need help with Nikki, right? Nikki's coming, right? So the last episode will probably end with her giving birth to Nikki, right? So I just think that it's gonna end up. It's one of those things where it's the calm before the storm. You know what I mean? Or the storm before the calm, right? So they're having the storm now where everybody's like not sure what they want to do. And then it's going to end with everybody knowing exactly where they should be and stuff like that. Because the guy who plays Carlton made a post on Twitter saying, you guys are going to be happy with Carlton the way it ends. You know what I mean? So I don't think they're going to kind of mess up anything of that. But I had
I hope they stay in the last episode. There needs to be a time skip.
I don't know. Time skip about what would they give you?
I want to finish the story up and then
what about make for TV movie?
And do a time skip, and we see Nikki already 6 or 7, Will in his life, Hillary in her life, Hillary and Jazz together. They're gonna be together. I'd like to see it more like that.
Or a 3-minute montage of seeing
montage. Yeah, something like that. I could see that too. You know what I mean? Do you guys? You said Jazz and Hillary. You think Jazz and Hillary is going to end up together, Danny?
I think it's possible. I think she's just mad and hurt now and feeling guilty because they had that night together before Trevor. But she ain't gonna stay by herself all alone. And if she's true to herself, I mean, she really loved Jazz and care about Jazz. I think she's kind of saw dollar signs with other guy and probably thought like financially this is going to be better because she wasn't really mature yet. She still had some of that. But now this guy, he's a football player. She did care about him, but I don't think she was deep in love with him as she was with
Jazz. No, I agree with that. What about you, Brian? You think Hillary and Jazz will end up together?
I think they'll start dating again. I don't think they'll end up together, but they will agree to try it.
I got you. Very interesting. So my positives, I love the family dynamic. Like Brian said, I really do love that stuff. I love how Carlton and Will are like, Batman and Robin, like you said, Danny. I really enjoy that, right? Because when she trolled Carlton and Carlton had to do the dance, which was a flashback to the show, absolutely love it, right? Flashback to the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I love that they did that. And then I love the fact that Will came in and was like, no, we're not doing this to Carlton. And came because Will, at the beginning would have never did that. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, Carlton. But now he's like, Carlton's my boy. And if Carlton's going to get humiliated, I'm going to do it. And not only did he do that, it kind of showed the guy that he was trying to impress, like, you stood up for your family. That was a good shot. So I'm going to talk to the coach for you. You know what I mean? So I really love that they're doing that. And the one thing I've always said about the show, and I think it started at the end of the last season, the first season, when Will was about to leave and Carlton did that, no, don't go, and cried and hugged him and put money in his pocket. I think from then they really progressed their relationship. And I think that's one of the best relationships in the show, is how they progress Carlton and Will, to show that they are real family. You know what I mean? So I really love that they did that. What else did I like? Oh, the Jazz and the Pam stuff. That was hilarious. And it's funny too, because if I'm not mistaken, you remember in the original show when Pam Grier was in the show and she was trying to get with Will, I think her name was Pamela too, if I'm not mistaken, right? So they kind of kept that connection there. If I'm right, someone can tell me if I'm right or not, but I believe her name was Pamela in the show too. So they're doing a lot of connections to the original series, and I think they're doing a great homage to what the Fresh Prince used to be or was, right? You know, I get that it's a different kind of, one's a comedy, this is more drama, dramatic, whatever, but they still stay true to what the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was, and I love that. I really think it's great. So
her name was Janice.
Her name was Candace?
Jandis.
Okay. Jandis. Okay.
Jandis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, her name was Janice. For some reason, I thought it was Pam too, but okay. Wasn't there a Pam in Fresh Prince though? Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking of
Who's that
something
lady
else.
that Carlton slept with?
Ooh, I don't remember. Carlton slept with a lady too?
The older woman?
Shit, I don't remember that.
You don't remember that episode? Oh yeah.
No, I don't remember that. But yeah. So I love stuff like that in this show. I'll ask you guys this before I get into, because what did you guys think of Snoop Dogg's cameo?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know, right? I was like, it's Snoop Dogg, you know what I mean? Like, no matter what he does, he's Snoop Dogg. Like, I don't know. I just thought, I mean, I guess it was good seeing him in there, but Danny, your mic's clicking.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen them have used, let's say, who hasn't been in there? Alfonso Rivera from the original show, in that case. You know what I mean? Or something like that. Put an original character. And I think that if they don't do that, I think that's what this season was kind of missing. Because every season had a cameo from an old Bel-Air, and this one doesn't so far, you know? So I think that's something that they could have done differently there. But you know, when they went to the party and then they came back and they stayed and they came in, and, you know, Snoop was like, yeah, you know what, you guys get your first strike, but come in and blah, 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 and all that stuff. So I thought it was really good. I think they do a lot of good stuff in this show. I think it's really well done. But we're going to get into our negatives. Right.
Before you get to negatives, I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Joanne is the one, remember the dean's wife, and Carlton lost his virginity to her.
Oh, yeah.
He thought he was in love with her, and he came back to the school, and you find out that she was married to the dean.
Yeah,
that's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, I got you. What was her name?
Joanne Morgan.
Okay,
it was Dean Morgan. So
okay, I thought they were taking some of the names from the show, but I guess I was wrong. But yeah, what are your negatives for this episode? These episodes, Brian?
I don't know if I have negatives. I have questions about the whole thing with Viv. The way she kind of acts. I think she flies off a little bit too much on one side or the other. You know, she's too, you know, reactive. For someone who's been in this situation for a long time, who's been in a relationship for a long time, who's been a mother for a long time.
Since she's pregnant now.
It could be her hormones. Yeah, and that's totally could be explained. But yeah, that's something that I just had a little issue with. And then I had a little issue with Will still thinking that he's worthy of being a D1 USC guy. I was like, come on, man. You ain't even play basketball last season, bro. Like, what are we doing? You know, so I thought that was kind of silly. But overall, I think the episodes were fun. I enjoy all these episodes, honestly.
I got you. The gummy bear in the bottle. You know what I mean?
That is impossible. An impossible shot.
100%. And they made it look like he did not, like he could do it on a regular basis. You know what I mean? No. We're not doing that. That is 100%, like Danny said, almost impossible. You may get lucky, right? because I've seen some stuff, but
I don't even know if you get lucky. Like
No, that is a one in a gazillion.
yeah,
chance.
no, 100%. Because like I watch this, like sometimes you see his YouTube channel where they put all these obstacles, they take a golf ball, but you see them trying to do it like 1,000 times before they actually get it, right? They made it look like this guy was just like, boop, oh yeah, I can do this all day. No, you can't. No, you can't. You know what I mean? No, you can't. I wish they would have found a different way to end that, because that was kind of impossible. But I get what they were doing, you know what I mean? But I didn't like that. But Danny, you're negatives.
This is a negative, I guess, positive. We discussed it earlier. Actually, she's an unneeded character. She wasn't in either one of these episodes, and we didn't miss her. They kind of doing it like they did the little girl from Family Matters.
I was about to say
Yeah.
Judy from Family Matters.
Yeah.
Everybody was there to listen to Carlton get his acceptance, except her. They even had Hillary on FaceTime watching. Actually, here in the same house, they ain't had her, so she's not.
She was hurt. Wasn't she hurt? She was upset because of all the stuff that how it's impacting her. His substance abuse and how they're treating her in school.
No, but her
she's being affected.
No, but her and Bill, they got that straight. Because remember last episode, they were in the bed, they were talking.
Yeah.
And she was saying, I depend on you to be the big sister now, because we're about to be empty nesters except for Nikki and you. And I'm depending on you. So I think she had her butt on her shoulders, so to speak. But I think she was able to rectify that. But I don't like the way Vivian. And if it is all Phil's grand plan, then I'm cool with it. But the way she was going, Sass was on a school trip. Okay,
yeah.
Let's take her to FaceTime. The FaceTime Hillary from halfway over the world, so she can use her phone to do that. A little sloppy to me.
Yeah, I agree. That's good.
Like I said, if it is Phil and Jeffrey's grand plan, I don't like the way, because at the end of the day, yeah, Jeffrey past the ghosts are haunting them now, so to speak. But they gotta realize Jeffrey got them their first break, because Phil, as brilliant as he wasn't getting the loans and stuff, and Jeffrey made that happen. So yeah, right now he gets you a little bit of hot water, or the perception of hot water. But every time you've been about to ball from the hot water, Jeffrey's been there to pick you up and get you out of that hot water. Every case, he ain't never failed yet. So yeah, I'd be a little, but I wouldn't be crazy. Like but again, it may be your hormones, whatever. But the way Phil kind of lost his cool about the car, to me, wasn't well explained at first. But then once Vivian showed him the picture, then it all kind of came together. But while he was snapping and going crazy, I'm like, oh, that's kind of a little harsh for Phil. What's going on? But then when it was his father's car, and then when they found out his father died about the same age he was, then it made sense how he felt kind of triggered about the car. I didn't get
100%.
how harsh he was when the scene first initially showed. I was like, that's a little bit out of character. But like I said, overall, I think the show is fantastic. I can't wait to see the next 3 episodes, see how wrong or right we are. But hey,
Nzo.
Oh yeah, when you put right and Nzo in the same sentence, you're out.
Even if you can't be too close to the word right, you gotta be right. ... Period.
Right and Nzo are like chicken and rice. You know what I mean? Potatoes and gravy. You know what I mean? We just go together. It is what it is. So
water.
Yeah. People said chicken and waffles go together, but I ain't never had that. That seems quite disgusting to me.
Oh, you are out of your mind if you never had no chicken and waffles.
I've never had it. Ooh. It don't seem like it go together to me.
It doesn't, but it's fire. It is fire. Oh my god, a chicken waffle burger?
Did Gladys Knight come up with that?
I don't know.
I know that stuff in Chicago.
I'm almost certain that
40
Gladys
years.
Knight
Chicken and waffles
created that. Let me see.
All I know is chicken and waffles is the bomb. I love that. So you give me a chicken burger with a nice. It has to be like a sweet waffle, though, right? If you're putting on a chicken burger, you can't just have like a regular waffle, but it has to have like a little sweetness to it. Oh my god, it's so good, so good. So one of my negatives for the show, is, and I say this a lot because this is kind of the reason why I am always right, right? Is because I see TV and movie tropes that they're doing, and I could kind of see the tropes that are coming along with the show. It seems like it's getting a little bit predictable for me. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, they got what they wanted, but it's not what they want, and then they're going to end up actually getting what they want at the end of the season. And I was just like, oh, okay, I see where you're going with this. You know what I mean? Because Carlton, much as he wants to go to Princeton, all of a sudden now it's like, oh, I don't know if this might be the right choice. And the reason why he thinks that is because Amir put in his head, it's like, well, if you being who you are was not enough, then Princeton doesn't deserve you. You know what I mean? And I think that's kind of where they're going with that. Then you have Will, who's been dying to get into a basketball, and then he gets into one, and then we find out it's not what he thinks it's going to be because he wants to get his education. So I could see the kind of tropes that they're doing, and that's why I'm like, I kind of see the path that they're going on. Now they may do something different. I hope they do, because at the end of the day, if they do, then it's like, oh, okay, I've seen all of this stuff coming, So that's kind of a little issue for me. And then the drama that they're doing, I won't say it's forced per se, but it kind of feels forced.
You had to, because this was stuff that they're going to plan on doing over 2 seasons.
Yeah,
doing it in one shortened season.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of got to push all this drama.
Yeah, so it kind of feels like I like the show, so I don't want to be like, oh, it's completely forced, but it does feel like you're forcing, a lot of this stuff in there and stuff like that. So that's kind of an issue that I have with it too. But I'm still enjoying it. You know what I mean? It's not like it's tricking me out of the show. It's just I see those things that I've seen way too many times in other movies and other shows and stuff like that. And it's getting to a point where I want to start seeing things differently. You know what I mean? Like, for example, like Brian said, like, why couldn't they just be happy to get into situations that they were in and then continue doing other stuff or whatever, finishing up the drama with Will? You know what I mean? You want to go to Princeton all this time, but then it's like, oh no, we got to make sure that it's not what they think it is, guys. And you know what I mean? So that's the kind of tropes that, like, usually it's like, you get into Princeton, hey man, yeah, you know what I mean? So, and I kind of feel like that's where it gets to the kind of forced drama type of stuff. But other than that, with the Vivian stuff, I hated the way she talked to Jeffrey. You guys are absolutely right. I get that this is a stressful situation. The family is in danger. This isn't the first time the family's been in danger. All right. You know what I mean? And Jeffrey has been there constantly. Right.
Even for her.
Yes, even for her, 100%. So for someone that's been there this whole time, Phil tells you to trust what he's doing, then you have the audacity to go at Jeffrey like that. Well, then you don't trust what Phil told you. You know what I mean? So that's a problem that I had too. But other than that, I can't complain about this show. It's really good. It's really good. So those are just my negatives, but the acting is great. I think they're doing a bang up job, so I enjoy all of that stuff. I just think that, when you force the drama, you can kind of understand why it gets to be like, but that's my negatives. We'll get into our grades for the episodes, what predictions or thoughts we have for the final 3 episodes, and then we will get out of here. Danny, what are your grades and predictions for the final episode?
I can't give it an A+. I'm gonna give them all A- to both episodes. Like I said, the show is fantastic. Like I told you earlier, it didn't pop up on my system till yesterday, Thursday, and I was like, man. So I stayed up to 1 o'clock watching the show to tell you how invested I am into it. So these next 3 are going to be very interesting to see. I think they're going to tie it up in a nice bow. I don't want Jeffrey to go back to England. I want him and Phil to make it up and be like it was. I don't think Carlton and no girl going to get together. They may, but I don't think him and Jackie going to get together. They could. To me, it would make sense that Will go back to Philly and be closer to old girl. Because if I'm not mistaken, Howard and Philadelphia ain't that far apart, if I'm not mistaken. I think Howard's in like Atlanta. Where's Howard at?
In DC.
DC. That's not far at all. So to me, it would make sense. And since there's no threat there, since Jeffrey eliminated however he did, I guess he talked to the guy and say, please stop messing with Will. But
you talked to him nicely.
But yeah, I think to me it makes sense to see a time skip, maybe the last 30 minutes of the last episode, and we see Nikki a little bit older, because I think if memory serves me correctly on the show, if they are actually matching the show, Nikki's about 5 or 6, and him and
that
Will
last season he's 5. He's like 5.
So at least a 5-year time skip would make sense to me, and then we see what's going on. But I think it's gonna be good, man. I hate to see it leave. I think earlier somebody was saying before Brian got here that it deserves another season. I could see another season. I can see it transitioning from like the Cosby Show to a different world to be able to be interesting. Maybe 4 seasons of this, and then maybe 3 seasons of Will's World or Will and Carlton, or whatever you want to name the show. I think it would be dope. I would watch it.
Yeah,
but
I would too.
I don't know if there's enough fans to carry it, because I'm not sure how this is doing streaming. I hadn't looked up the numbers, but I definitely enjoy the show. I would even say, for different reasons, it's just as good as the first one.
I agree. I agree.
I won't say better. I used to say better, but it's just as good as me. It's not often that you see 2 completely sides of the same coin done so well. Usually one side outshine the other. I think these are on par because of the comedic side. The other one's better, but the dramatic side, this one is superior. But they are different sides of the same coin, and I love it. I was pleasantly shocked with this.
It's funny that you say that, because I remember, I think we've been on streams with people like, they don't need to do this. I don't know why they're doing this. This is stupid, and blah, 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 and all of that stuff. And at one point I was probably like, yeah, this kind of probably going to not do well. Right. But I think it does so well because they pay homage to what came before it. You know what I mean? It's not like we're just getting this whole different story. They actually pay homage to the Fresh
What's
Prince
so shocking that me and you are almost 99% on the same track on this. I can't believe
it. Well, sometimes you're right too, Danny. Sometimes. When you agree with me, you're right. You know what I mean? What can I say?
I hear you.
When you agree with this guy down
here. This is awful. And I'm the only one who's like, what the hell? What the hell?
So you don't think this is a good show?
I'll tell you what, I think when it's my turn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's your turn now. Go ahead.
I think so. Grades for the show. First off, I give episode 4. I think I give it more of a probably a A. I'm gonna give it A. I'm gonna solid A. Episode 4. Episode 5, I'm gonna give it B+. I this parts of episode 5 I did not like. As far as what I think is going to happen, I think everyone's going to get wrapped up. I think they're going to go a different route than exactly what the sitcom did. I think that's a smarter thing to do. I mean, and also the sitcom, Will and Carlton were in college for multiple years. They already got the first 2 years out the way, and Will decided to stay in school instead of going back east. And I think that Will still stay west. I do believe. I think actually he and Carlton will go to the same school.
Yeah.
And we'll see them kind of grow up together more and lean on each other a little bit more instead of even the family. I can see the family deciding to have more realistic stuff, and maybe they downsize. Maybe they said we're going to leave Bel Air. We're not going anywhere far, but maybe we leave Bel Air. Maybe that's something that we see. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if Phil and Jeffrey go into business together in a different type of business. And then instead of Jeffrey working under Phil,
they're partners,
become full-fledged partners.
I can see that too.
I would like to see that, and I think they're both Carlton and Will go to college and decide that we're going to go to college with a clean slate. So Will breaks up, and Carlton breaks up, and they're separate, and not under any negative anything, but just under that we're going to go. If it comes back, we come back. But right now, we should go to college, clean slates, and enjoy the experience.
So they're gonna. Black Sash just died.
I think that's okay.
After that arrest,
and I think that's something that you just let it go.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll try other things together and figure out other things together as we go along.
Well, they already put in the mind that we'll want to do that international business because that way he.
So I'll say this because I kind of agree. I could see, like I said, I think Carlton and his girl, I still think that they'll end up together, maybe not. But I could see that everybody going their separate ways. But I don't think they do it by choice. It's like, I'm going here, you're going here. We have no choice but to split up. You know what I mean? Not because it's like, oh, baby, I think we should split up. No, I think it's you're going here, I'm going there. And, have a good life type of thing. Not in any negative way.
I don't think it's
in a
even have a
positive
good
way.
life. It's just like, well, look, this is a lot. Going to college, this is still home. We'll come and we can always revisit it later. But right now, let's just see where this brings us.
Yeah, like I said,
it shows
not in
a level of maturity, right?
Yeah,
Like,
not in a negative way. Yeah. It's like, you're going off here, I'm going off there. You know what I mean? A relationship between us would be hard to keep this long distance relationship, but maybe in the future, something else. You know what I mean? So I can see that too.
To the point where so what's going to happen is that Anzo's going to be wrong and he's going to come up and say, but I might be right. Later, and you don't know what's going to happen. So that's going to be his excuse. That's what's going to happen.
No.
Look, you heard it here first.
I am
when it
still
next week. We know what happens.
No, stop that. I am still sticking with Carlton and his girl are going to be together. I'm still sticking with that. 100%. I'm still sticking with that.
I think you're going to come back and say that it did happen. We just didn't see it off screen.
Oh, maybe that could be a possibility.
That's what you're gonna say. You know, it did happen. They broke up for a little while. They got back together. They're still in the same area.
Yeah. If they well, listen. First off, Brian, I don't like you. All right, I really don't like you. I don't know why I keep bringing you on these streams with me all the time. I don't like you. But at the same time, right? I'm just gonna be like, if it doesn't end that way, I'm man enough to come on here and say it didn't end that way. Right? Hey, it didn't end that way. Okay. But I'm always right. So you guys will see when they show the last 3 episodes on Monday. You will see 100%. And I swear to God. You see how I said I hate you on Monday? If I'm right, you guys are going to hate me.
What's going to happen though?
Why is it me guys? I'm not saying what.
All that's going to happen is the link is going all of a sudden for me. I'm like, hey, where's my link? Yeah, I'm not gonna get it.
It's gonna be just like this.
Listen, you guys will know by the look on my face when we do the show whether I was right or Brian was right. All right, because you see a big grin from ear to ear, you know I'm right. You see me? The stream will start with me smiling like the Joker, just nodding my head. Yes, sir. Nzo knocks it down again. Boom, 100%.
Lou does not deserve a spinoff. I don't want to see that.
I don't know. I
don't think his character, his personality of the character he's portraying will carry a show.
Nor do I think I want that.
And then what kind of show would it be?
Yeah, if he was funny, if they portrayed him as being funny, then that might would make sense because he's a comedic. But to him to carry a drama about a ex-con trying to go back home and make it, I don't know if I want to see that.
I actually think he's a better dramatic actor than he is a comedian. To be honest,
I do too. But I'm saying, I think that I don't know if this show to see it, the ex-con go back to Philadelphia. I don't know if that's a compelling story that I want to see. I don't know if they could keep writing good storylines that I would want to see.
Yeah, no, I get you. I think it would get a real redundant after like a few episodes or a season. You know what I mean? So I get that too. I don't think there's enough with his character to be like, oh yeah, we could do a spin-off off of him. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I think you could probably do a better spin-off off of Jazz or somebody like that.
I think you do a better spin-off off of Jeffrey.
Mm-hmm.
Jeffrey could have a good spin-off too. And then we could find out that Jeffrey was only orchestrating everything and never really actually killed anybody.
You see what he did to get to be in the prince of all of London.
Yeah. What if he becomes like he becomes an MI6 let's say he's working with the FBI, and they're so impressed with what they did that the MI6 comes and recruits Jeffrey to become a spy.
Wow.
That could work. I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? Then when we get to show, if he kills people, he's doing it in the line of duty. So he's not really a killer there either. Right?
Wow. It'd be like, Jeffrey, how'd you know how to kill his people? How do you know if you shoot him here or there, he die? How do you know if you cut him here?
He went to the same school as John Wick. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. We can do that. I'm with you guys. I'm gonna give episode 4 an A-. I'll give episode 5 a B because there were some things that, like I said, in that I didn't like. And I say again, for me, I feel like the drama is getting forced, and it's not really bad, but it's just something that it's very jarring when you notice those things. You know what I mean? And then the fact that if it does end how I think it's gonna end, and it may not 100%, right? So Carlton, for example, Carlton may not end up with his girl, but I do feel that Carlton's not going to end up in Princeton. I don't think that Will is going to end up in the school he's going to be in. He's going to go to another school where he can get his education, right? Mm-hmm. So I think just putting that stuff in there kind of like, we could have kept that. That could have been something positive for both of them that they went through for the last couple of episodes, right? But now you added a little drama in there to be like, oh, well, no, they don't like the situations they're in. So we got to make sure that they get into the situations that they're in so that they can have the happy ending that they want, which they could have just had the happy ending now. They got what they wanted, right? And then you could just tie up the rest of the ends in the last couple of episodes. And the last episode could have been just a straight positive episode where everybody goes on their separate ways, laughing, joking, partying, whatever. And that would have been fine. You know what I mean? But I feel like that's why I say when they kind of forced the drama in there, that's the drama that I'm talking about. So that's why I think it gets a little bit of a lower grade for me. Like I said, I already said my predictions. I think that everybody's going to end up with happy endings, like everybody. You know what I mean? Like Hillary, Jazz, Amira, Lisa, Ashley, the Banks, the family, like it's all gonna be tied up in a nice little bow, and it's gonna end with one of those positive, really like, oh man, that's a great positive ending. You know what I mean? So that too, which I expect that. I don't want anything less than that, to be honest with you. Like I want it to end positively. I just think you could have had the positive start from episode 5. They got into where they wanted to be. They're in a happy place, and this showed how, you know, they're moving on in the next 3 episodes. You know, finish up the Will story, the Phil storyline, and then positivity for the next couple of episodes. So that's the only issue that I have. But I get it. You want to go out with a bang. You know, you don't want people to be bored. So you got to put this drama, tie it up, and then end it. So I get how storytelling is, but it's still a good job. It's still doing great. Said, what if Will and Carlton both get into Howard? Yeah, I could see that too. You know what I mean? So I think it's going to be interesting, but I do like the show. I think it's great. I can't wait to see these last 3 episodes. And I'm with you guys. I think we could have at least got a 5 seasons. I think 5 seasons, like Tony said, would have been a sweet spot. But at the same time, I understand you don't want to have the Game of Thrones stuff, you know? I think Amira goes on a spiritual retreat instead of college. Interesting. You see, that's where it could end, where, you know, they want to be together, but their paths are just on different they're just on different paths, right? It's like, oh yeah, you know, I love you too, but you're going here and I want to do this and stuff like that. So it could end up like that too, or it could end up with them together. One of the two. So
it's rare that you see high school sweethearts end up together like that, especially with all the
100%
deal with. So that's why I think the odds are forever in our favor to say they're not going to end up together, because it's just that's reality.
Yeah, but it's a TV show and we know how they break reality, right? So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? We'll see how it goes. Right?
Hey guys, when I was wrong, I won't give him a hard time next week. I will not give him a hard time. You heard it here first. I'm not going to give him a hard time for being wrong, because this is not that bad.
He's not going to give me a wrong time because I'm not going to be wrong. Right? I can promise you, we're going to do the stream next week, and I'm gonna send the link to Danny and Brian, and both of them gonna have something to do. You know what I mean? All right, I'm be like, all right, so we'll do it on Tuesday. Danny's like, oh no, man, I got a case. Brian's gonna be like, I got a
I can tell you right
meeting
now,
I
we
gotta
got
go
to do it
to.
on a Friday because I sure got to work next Saturday. I can tell you that right now.
Well, I'm looking for Tuesday. It should have been on Tuesday, but Brian couldn't do it on Tuesday. So
I
if
may
you
have
don't
to
get if you don't get it, I'll send you the link so you can watch it before
That'll work.
Tuesday. Because I know mine will come out, you know. But guys, that was a great show. Thank you everybody for popping into the chat. Much appreciated. Yeah, and Tony, I'll be expecting to see another tweet saying Nzo, you were right, because he sent me that tweet right after it popped. I went on Twitter and was like, "Oh, Nzo, you were right," and I was like, "You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying." So
made
Tony,
him feel so good because he's never right. So to be right about something, he just felt like I did it finally.
Be like the Rock, finally.
So I'll be expecting another one on that, Tony. Brian, tell the people where they can find you, sir.
Yeah, 1/3 of Spoiler Kings. We'll do our Expanse watch party tonight at 9:30 Central. Then we got our shows on Mondays and Thursdays. And then I'm with this man Nzo. We'll be arguing next week on the Rewind, which is hilarious. It's awesome. And Danny, you're not gonna trigger me. I'm just telling you, I'm not. I got it. Got it under control. I'm not turning green.
I'm gonna keep probing. I'm gonna turn purple.
We know Danny's gonna keep trolling. Danny's like the biggest troll in the chat. You know what I mean? Before we even start, Danny telling us to do a show about watches. Really?
That was funny.
Talk about it would be fire. Really? Really, Danny? Wasn't my fault. I was here on time.
He was on time. It was my fault, 100%.
I had to send dude the message.
We were 4 minutes late. Like it wasn't like
you know what I mean? Usually I get the either when he puts it up, he sends
Friday
the link.
night.
Yeah, yeah. But I didn't get it Friday night, so I said he'll do it in the morning. Woke up in the morning and I was like, oh, no link.
Dude,
interesting.
I will sleep right here from Friday night on to Saturday. I will sleep right here. I woke up like, what time is it?
I'm gonna tell you what it is, Danny. I'm gonna tell you what it is. You know what it is? Brian's getting to the point where he's like, boy, do I really want to get on stream with this guy right now?
on the real, you know what? Sometimes on Sunday mornings when I'm talking about the football stuff, as much as I love football, sometimes I just really don't want to do it. I was like, sometimes I just want to watch football, not have to worry about talking about it all.
Yeah, I know. I was telling Danny, like, I was like, oh man, we should do a special chaos yesterday, right? I think it was yesterday when the Netflix stuff broke. I said I was gonna message them, hey Danny, you guys want to do special chaos talking about? And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna talk about it on Saturday. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. You know, so yeah, definitely. But Danny, tell the people where they can find you, sir.
You can find me on my channel, The Road to Wisdom, on Mondays and Fridays, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, you can find me on another channel I have, which is called The Way That I See It. And I mainly do shorts there. Wednesdays I'm on the Hangout crew. Sundays I'm on Storms Live. And whenever these guys want to do something together, we always do a round table. So a little bit of here, a little bit there, a little bit everywhere.
I'm still trying to figure out the Stranger Things stuff. I definitely want to talk about that. I haven't done that yet. It's just so much stuff.
Yeah, when is y'all the other show y'all do come back on? It should come back on pretty soon. If and what's going on?
It is tomorrow, which will be the watch party for that for sure.
No.
Definitely
I'm talking about the time.
Oh, from.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's looking like it's going to be March or April.
Yeah,
March though.
Yeah, I was thinking February too, but then I seen something that said kind of March and April, and I was like, ah, damn it. So if that's the case, right? If it comes out in April, we're gonna have The Boys because they just dropped the trailer. Did you watch the trailer, Brian?
Yep, I watched it already.
Yeah, trailer fire. So The Boys, and then From. We're gonna have a lot to do on that month.
I'm going to ask y'all earlier today. Did y'all get that clip I sent y'all where they said they're thinking about chopping up Doomsday into three different separate, one big loan, but they're going to chop up into three different segments. Just read that.
Yeah, and which I think it's going to be 4.
But that'd be fire. I ain't never seen that done before.
Yeah, can you imagine it going through the whole thing, right? And they rewinding it and started with a different group. and going through their whole thing, and then rewinding it, and then going and see it through all three.
Now, when they were talking about it, now see how they benefit in Avatar. They're talking about each showing a different clip.
Yeah.
So they got 3 or 4 different clips. You go to the show each time, you see a different clip in game.
And it's possible they have different levels of it. So they can have
not in game,
nine different trailers, and they one in
why are they helping that movie so much?
I don't. So one thing, I don't think they'll do that with Avatar, with having different clips. I think because that's just too much to do. You know what I mean? But I don't think they'll have different clips during the Avatar movie. You'll get the one clip, and that one thing the
they do. But James Cameron need to cut them a check.
You have to go.
It's
the 9 o'clock show.
Avatar's owned by Disney, so that's why Avatar's owned by Disney. You know what I mean? Wow. So
I think that's a genius.
It's interesting. I just don't see them doing that. I think they'll give us the one trailer for it, and then we'll get different trailers dropping out after it drops out in theaters.
I think they said the reason why they didn't do that, it was something, and if you read that, listen to it, they're trying to protect people from filming it and sending it out. So it's some kind of extra step they're doing to try to prevent that. That's the main reason why I'm going to sit in a 3-hour movie. I want to see that live.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. I wanted to see the Avatar movie anyways, but I'm going to see a Doomsday trailer at the beginning of it is
and a Supergirl. I think possibly a He-Man, what I'm hearing. So yeah, I want to see that.
Absolutely. 100%.
And Odyssey.
You know what? I got to check out Odyssey. I don't know if I know it's Nolan movie. We'll see.
What's it about? Like a sci-fi movie.
The Odyssey, so it's like the Iliad. Odyssey is a huge. It's a ancient Greek storyline.
Yeah.
One of those stories. It's really good. One thing you didn't read. I didn't read it in high school, so
I remember hearing the name, but I can't remember what the actual particular elements of the story were.
Like I like some of his movies. I think Interstellar was great.
Homer.
Which one?
It's Homer.
Okay.
The Iliad of Homer.
Mm-hmm. I think his movies some of his movies are good, but sometimes he goes a little bit too far. I think Tenet went a little bit too far, where it was really confusing a lot of people and stuff like that. So I think he needs to tone that back a little bit. Even the end of Interstellar, till this day, is still talked about. People don't really understand the end of Interstellar. Interstellar is such a great movie. It is. It really is. You know what I mean? But I get that. Want to show this one clip before we go, just to show you how they keep the homage to the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And
You guys ever did that before? Tell me, man.
I've done it before.
Every party at college, I did that.
I ain't never. Listen, man. No, I went to Jamaican parties and shit. There was no way I was doing them kind of dances whatsoever. That wasn't happening. You know what I mean? We were in the wild, winding up on gal and them kind of things. We're doing them gay ass stuff.
Wow, man. Boy, I do that. I did it in the club. I go to Hispanic parties, I go to white parties, I go to black parties, and we all do it.
Hey, you went to Spanish party, white parties, as did I, but there ain't nothing compared to a dance hall party. Trust me on that. Dance hall, I don't even like soca, but a soca party? Oh my Lord. Anyways, that's a different topic for another time, guys. And if anybody in the chat, Tony, just go Google some dance hall Jamaican parties, you're gonna see what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Like if you ain't been to one of them, you guys missed out, guaranteed, 100%. But with that being said, don't want to keep Brian because I know his show is starting up in 30 minutes, and old Danny got to go to bed. It's past bedtime. You know what I mean? That prune juice is kicking in. But
That's coming from the person that drinks prune juice.
Who? I don't drink prune juice.
Like prune juice be drinking when you be drinking other stuff. You said grape juice, but it sure look like prune juice to me.
No, I'm gonna drink some grape juice. That's a real black drink. We ain't drinking no prune juice.
That's prune juice.
Prune juice gonna have you on the toilet all night. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, guys, I appreciate everybody that came in here. Appreciate the panel for hanging out with me tonight. And we will be back with another episode of whatever we have to talk about next week or whenever. Tomorrow, the Watch Party. Make sure you stay tuned for that. You know what I mean? Because I almost forgot again. So it'll be tomorrow. It'll be the watch party. I'm not going to forget. I'm actually going to put the thumbnail together tonight so that I don't forget tomorrow. So make sure to check that out. I'll start about 8:45. Show starts at 9. So make sure to check that out. And then everything else we do, the rewind, OOC, the chaos stuff. You know, my show is on Monday. So we'll be doing that on Monday too. So make sure to check us out. Everybody on the panel does some great stuff. Make sure you sub to everybody. You know what I mean? It's good because I see people that are on like Danny's channel or that on Brian's channel, they sub into me. People that come on my channel are subbing to the Spoiler Kings, you know what I mean? Like Tamika and them, they all signing up. So it's good that we're all keeping everybody, you know, relevant.
Her channel this morning.
What's that?
I went sub to her channel this morning when y'all gave her a shout out.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, absolutely. And she did some stuff. Like I was telling Brian, I'm like, if you guys think these guys work hard, man, you're gonna see down. She's on there all the time too, right? Talking about the Oval or whatever black show is on.
Yeah, her and her girlfriend on there wanting to short.
Yeah, so they do a lot of stuff over there too. Yeah. They do a lot of stuff over there too.
When they were critiquing New Jack City, I was like, oh Lord, I ain't watching that.
I feel that.
I'm gonna watch that 200 times. I ain't watched it 201.
Yeah, I feel you 100%. But yeah, guys, make sure to check us out, man. Check everybody out. You know what I mean? Share everybody's channels and streams because unfortunately, I think we all have better content than at least 80% of the people on YouTube, and they have way more subs than us. I don't get it. I watch some of these channels, and even though I watch them, I still think we are better. You know what I mean? Like we are better than a lot of them, and just it's just sad that we don't get the recognition that we all deserve because we all deserve it. So that being said, I love you guys. Peace, love, and hair grease, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.